Gargi is a young woman who is a teacher by profession. She belongs to humble background who doesn't have much money, but she is happy with what she has. To fend for the financial requirements, she even takes evening classes. Her father is a security guard in shanty apartments, and her mother sells batter for dosa. She is very protective and sensitive towards her family, especially towards her old father. Just like any other day, Gargi was sitting in the staff room with other teachers when somebody switched on the television. The news channel was reporting about a case of minor being raped a month ago, and 4 culprits had already been arrested. It also reported that there was an additional development in the case. There was a 5th culprit which nobody knew about till now. Police hadn't identified the 5th culprit, but it was reported that he was a local to the area. When she returned home from school, she found out that his father hasn't returned yet. Her little sister told her that she saw police officers outside Shanty building, the same place where their father used to work. When she asked around the apartment, she came to know that the rape victim was residing in that same apartment, and all the workers have been taken into police custody for interrogation. She still didn't know which police station they were taken to. Later that night, Sandra, whose father also worked in the same building, came to Gargi's house. She told her that she got a call from police station. She accompanied her to the police station, but lied to her mother that she was going to hospital. When she reached the police station, the sub-inspector told her that her father was the 5th accused in the rape case. Since this was a sensitive case, he also advised her to leave the city with her family. She was unable to process the information and couldn't believe that her father could ever do such heinous act. After calming herself down, she calls Banu Prakash, who was a prominent lawyer and where her father used to work earlier. He made some calls and arranged a meeting for her at later date. On the first day of the trial, there was a huge backlash from the public. Everybody had already made their decision, and the media had disclosed his identity. On the other side, Banu Prakash had dropped the case due to the pressure from the Advocate Association. One of the assistants of Banu, Indran, advised Gargi to apply for free legal aid, but she knew nobody will take her case. After a few days, Indran showed up at Gargi's house and asked her to let him take up the case even if it will be his first case. Gargi accepted the proposal and both began the preparations. During the trials, the sub-inspector describes the entire incident. A help named Mukesh used to walk his owner's dog every day at 5:30, and the victim often used to come and play with the dog. It had become an everyday routine. Mukesh told his 3 friends about the girl and committed the crime the next day after sedating her. The 4 culprits were surely identified after medical examination and an identification parade. But during the parade the victim told something to her father, which raised the suspicion of a 5th accused. At around 6:30, Gargi's father had taken the victim to her home, which suggested an unaccounted half an hour after Mukesh and his friends left the crime scene. To identify the 5th accused, a second parade was organized, and there the victim identified Gargi's father as the 5th accused who raped her after the 4 left. To fight the accusation, Indran points out that the victim was given an adult dosage of barbiturates, which made her confused while identification parade. After confirming the claim from an expert, the judge orders a re-investigation. Finally, after many days Gargi and Indran were able to meet him in the prison. They asked him his version of the story. He told them that he only found the girl lying on the staircase, and he took her to her house and told her parents what he had seen. He also told them that he was covering the shift for Sandra's father, as he didn't come to work that day, and that is why he was working past 6 o'clock. After listening his version, they went to victim's home to know something that police missed. Their victim's father said that she is not able to remember her daily routine, and he helped her to identify her father during the parade. Indran was recording the whole conversation which he later used it in the court. When again the parade was organized, the victim's father was ordered not to be present there. All of this pressure traumatized the girl, and the victim's father requested to leave her alone. Since there was no conclusive evidence, the court granted Gargi's father the bail. Everything was coming back to normal. One day, back at home Sandra's father came to spend some time with her father and had some drinks. When they came home, her father had passed out. Sandra's father, while talking about the incident with Gargi, told her that he went to Shanty apartments that day. He was angry with Sandra as she told in front of her would-be in-laws that he loved someone else. While he was climbing the staircase, he saw the girl lying there, about which he told her father. He advised him to hide in the lift room and not to tell anyone about this. Gargi went blank in that moment. She was hoping that it didn't mean what she thought it meant. Next day, She refused to sign the bail order copy and asked her father about where he was that evening. Later a parade was organized where the victim identified Gargi's father. Opposite of Gargi's perception from the beginning, he was charged with committing the rape of a minor. Later, we see that after the incident, the victim, whose name was Ahalia, grew much closer to Gargi and her family.